Hello and welcome to another episode of We Lift Big, the fitness, health, and entertainment podcast where viewers and listeners like you can be inspired to live a life of health and self-love. I am your host, Bria Gabor. I do not have my usual mic equipment as I am currently visiting my parents. It was my dad's birthday today, and so I came home to celebrate and did not bring my usual mic equipment, and so I do apologize if the sound is just a little bit off, if it's a little more echoey than usual and the lighting and all that. But before I hit the hay tonight, I wanted to talk to you guys about my show. And so it has been just about 8 days since I competed in my first show of the season of the year for bodybuilding. And I wanted to talk about just how it all felt, what the process looked like, and things that I'm taking away from that show and putting into my next show. Because it's pretty crazy to think that, the first time that I did this, I just had the one show that I was prepping for, and that was everything. And so to complete my first show and then know like, oh gosh, like I have another one coming up in like 3 to 4 weeks is pretty wild. And so I feel like instead of kind of having a moment to relax, like I did have kind of last Sunday to kind of cheat and relax, Monday it was back to the grind, and even more so, just with all of the edits to my to honing in my diet and water and training and all of those things. And so I just feel like I'm in the thick of it, like even more now. Like everything up to this first show was like prep, and I still am in prep, but I'm also like in season now. And so now it really feels like everything is just started, and I thought I was like deep in the cave of bodybuilding prep, and now I just like went a whole lot deeper into the cave that is bodybuilding and bodybuilding prep and stage prep and just all of that stuff. And so that's where I'm at right now. It's a lot, but it's exciting and awesome. And there's definitely things that I want to do differently coming into these next shows. First off, funny story. So in like my peak week, which is the week before show, where you're generally eating a little bit more, getting a more full physique. And so I'm supposed to send my coach daily videos of, this is what my physique looks like today. I've drinking this much water, I haven't had any food, and I do some posing. And for the first 4 days of the week leading up to prep, it turns out I was sending my physique photos to the wrong phone number. So some lucky person out in the world with a 916 area code got some nice physique videos from me posing in like a bikini and thong. So that's nice and embarrassing. And the best part is they didn't say anything. So either they didn't receive them, nobody received them, and it was just like nothing went through, or someone did see them and didn't say anything, figuring that I would continue to send video their way, which is kind of funny to think about. And so if they ever watch this, you're welcome. But anyways, that's just one of the kinks in the system that I am going to improve or just fix coming into this next show, that I officially like have like my coach's work number, like that is correct. And I think what I really want to break down tonight, just in reflecting on my first show, the first thing just being how important it is to enjoy the journey that is like show prep, because I have spent the last 6+ months building up to this first show, and building up to all the shows, but building up to this first show. And so 6-7 months, like living and breathing this stuff. And I'm on stage for maybe 3 to 5 minutes. Like there was a lot of girls that I was competing against. And so to make sure that everyone like got their chance to be on stage, we were on stage so briefly. And so it just felt like, you know, you're eating like your Reese's peanut butter cup, and like you're pumping up backstage. And then you just, you go out, you pose, and that's it. And then you wait for the night show, and that's just kind of crazy. You know, all of this hard work just comes down to this. And so the other thing that I want to talk about is just the importance of giving ourselves credit where credit is due, because I have worked so hard for this. And so I ended up placing 4th in my class. I competed in 2 classes for this show, Bikini Novice and Bikini Open. And in Bikini Novice, I placed 4th in my class, which was Class C. And upon receiving my award, I have to say, like, my initial kind of gut reaction was disappointment. And I mean, I'm so proud of myself. And it kind of took me a moment to be like, okay, like, Bria, like, this is really great, actually. Like, you did such a good job. And like, this is good. But of course, the natural critic part of me was like, you could have done better. And so that was kind of instantly where my brain went, where it's like you could have done better. You could have done better. Like, this is good. 4th is good, but we need to do better. And it took me a moment to kind of be like, okay, like, again, like, good job. Like, gosh, like, look at you. Your boobs and your abs and your arms have never looked so good. And like, they've been years in the making. And sometimes it's just like, as someone who like wants to achieve so much in their life, so to just kind of always have that natural critic be like, okay, like, you need to do better, you need to do better, you need to do better. Like, when you're competing and working so hard in an event, like, you have to give yourself credit where credit is due. Because you have worked so hard to be where you are. And those moments that you've worked so hard for, like, there's nothing you can do in that moment. Like, everything that is there is what you've worked towards. And so once I'm on stage doing my thing, like, it's up to the judges what place I get and how they liked and perceived my physique. And I have no, my control over that is only as far as my prep goes. And I can't actually control what the judges decide. And so it's kind of like, I hope they like what they see, because I've worked so hard to build this. And yeah, it's just, it's crazy. And it's crazy to know that I have a few shows to go. And knowing, I think I'm more excited now about the shows to come. I think I had to get a lot of nerves out of this first show. Like, okay, one down. I remember what it feels like to be on stage. So now to be like in the zone so much is just crazy. And I feel like time's just gonna fly before I know it. Like I'll be at my next show, and then I'll be at the show after that, and just continually improving and honing in and like grinding harder than I've ever grinded in my life. Maybe that's what it feels like. That's what it really feels like. But anyways, speaking of grinding, I'm going to go to bed now. I have a big day tomorrow, Monday, back at it. I love you guys so much, and thank you for listening, and I will continue to keep you posted, and just thank you all so much for supporting me, for watching these, for listening to these, and you mean the world to me that you are interested in my journey, and I hope that this is a journey, and that these reflections are things that you can resonate with or take from. Basically, I just want people to know that they can do hard things. And the experience of working so hard is incredibly difficult, but it is equally rewarding. And so give yourself some credit, because you are doing a great job. And that's it. I love you guys. And I'll talk to you guys soon. I'm hoping to be able to be a little more timely with these posts. And so that is also my work in progress. As in addition to prep, being back on this podcast more like I was. And so have a good night. I'll see you guys soon.